Hello, listeners. Anthony wanted to take this time and apologize. The podcast had some weird audio issues early on, so it might sound a little off. Don't worry, it's just the beginning. Thanks again for tuning in. Hey dude, if you want to, you can take a moment to plug yourself. Huh. Did he want me to read that? Oh well. Never resist a free plug-in. Well, my name is Deadjosey. I do comic dubs, narrations, and, some other stuff. So you can visit my channel. Just type in Deadjosey on the YouTube search bar, and you can find me. Thanks again for tuning in.
Welcome to the Creepo Depot. Today, we were originally going to talk about Smash Brothers, but we had a bit of a weird scheduling thing going on. So, it's just going to be on the Chit Chat show. And with me today, hey, when you go and introduce yourself, just tell me how you think the show's been going so far. I'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Nathan. Glad to be back. And I'm honestly thinking the show is doing pretty well so far. Good setup. Actually, I was watching a bunch of AVGN's newer stuff, where they basically do rentals, movie reviews. And it kind of feels like we're going that direction.
Oh, that's cool. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that. And what about you?
Hi, I'm Will. I've been here for a while again.
Yeah.
I'm back on again, which is okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the podcast is doing, considering I listened to it myself and then just to review what we did and did not do right, which is more did do right than not, which is good.
I've been honestly thinking that I don't want to sound too up our own butts, but I think that we have been doing a half decent job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very much so.
And then I've been trying to hopelessly shill it to other people.
Oh, thank you. Did you go and send it to SuperSoftly when
I was really tempted to be like, hey, I'm in a podcast with tag you.
Yeah, same here. I was actually thinking about it. It's like, hey, you like Anthony. Your buds. Why don't support us?
He's in your Discord server, so maybe.
I actually didn't even know what you were talking about because I was at work that day, so I didn't know that SuperSoftly was actively going hey, I want podcasts to listen to. You nerds send me some podcasts. And I was because I was just that was the day that you were actually working on the last one, right?
Yeah.
Will? Yeah, and so I was just under the assumption that I would just do my normal spamming, spreading it around, and I was just yeah, of course I'm gonna put in her Discord and stuff. I didn't know she was actively asking for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I actually did later on that night just to be hey, watch mine more.
Okay, bye nerd.
Bye nerd. She was doing that, and she was also doing she was doing that character ask.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stick a fictional character in my ass box, which I only got one, which is a character from Resident Evil 5, which I don't know who sent it.
Anyways, I didn't get any, so
okay.
But
you got more followers than I do, so
yeah. Okay.
Well, it's the way of the beast with Tumblr.
Yeah.
We're not posting about the big new controversy,
Yeah.
so we're not getting any.
Anyways, but wait, did you send her any of the character asks?
No.
Oh, okay, did you send her any character
Actually,
asks?
no, I didn't.
I sent her 2. I sent her Obi-Wan for jokey joke reasons, and I sent her Crocodile because I was not enough people are going to send her One Piece characters, and I know that SuperSoftly likes One Piece.
I didn't send her the suggestion for this podcast because halfway through it, after I sent you that message saying, hey, you gonna tell her about our podcast? And you went, yeah. And I went, I had the realization, oh fuck, I forgot 2 episodes ago I went and quoted the Obi-Wan audio post.
Should we honestly explain that joke?
Yeah, go and explain it. Go and explain it. People don't know.
Do
you think Blue W is gonna know about that joke? No, she's not.
Nah,
she's not.
I kind of only know the basic gist of it,
If I remember the story correctly, it's that for a while there, people thought SuperSoftly was a lesbian because she and was it Spidey Girl or someone were reblogging each other really often or something like that.
I thought it was just because she posted cute girls and stuff.
Oh yeah, and she posts a lot of cute girls and things like that. So someone made an audio post making fun of Obi-Wan.
Well, no, he was just doing an impression of him.
He was doing an impression of Obi-Wan, but he was doing the quote from Star Wars with Tumblr.com. No, you won't find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. And the punchline is, "Hey, SuperSoftly, she's totally a lesbian." You have to go find the post. It's actually a really good impression.
Yeah, if I actually cared about putting things in the description, I would probably put this. I'd probably put that in the description. But anyways, so enough about Tumblr and SuperSoftly. Who, if you don't follow SuperSoftly, she's actually a lot of fun.
Follow her.
Yeah, she is a very, very cool person.
Yeah, a very lovely person, wonderful person.
Yep.
But yeah, so what have you guys been mostly just playing these days?
Mostly Generations, and then on again, off again with the Disgaea 5, then back onto Hollow Knight.
How have you been liking Disgaea 5?
I actually really love the combat for it and the setup, but talking. But yeah, it has, as Anthony puts it, you either are going to really, really love the cast or you go really, really hate the casts.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were pretty off with the cast for a 5. I haven't gotten too far into it, but I love Red Magnus and I like Killua. But Seraphina.
Oh, Seraphina's so bad.
But she's a redhead.
Oh. Yeah, her design is amazing, but it seems like they just all they had left was the negative traits, and they couldn't.
So for all of you who have never played this game, because it's a niche Japanese SRPG,
yep.
Seraphina's character is she's supposed to be a temptress, but she's very up her own ass about it. And she just literally her catchphrase is "all men will obey me." And her literally her whole shtick throughout the entire game is, yo, this one really strong guy, why the fuck won't he listen to me blindly like all the other men? I fucking hate this. He kind of mildly listens to me, but he doesn't listen to me. I just want him to listen to me.
It ain't working.
He was like all the other demons, strong, fast, but he had something the others didn't. A bag of pretzels. And by the time I was almost done seducing you, you ate them all. I hate you.
But yeah, Killua's pretty good. He gets hit with the character development stick really good in that game. But how are you liking just the minor just slice of, not slice of life, but what is that thing called? And what's it? I hate
the everyday mundane or something.
No. The little changes mechanically to that game.
Oh yeah. I actually really love them. It feels like a pretty good upgrade for a 4 system, and I really, really love 4.
Yeah, I was the one thing that I absolutely loved about Disgaea 5, that it took 5 games for them to figure this out, is if you move a unit, you could just instead of having to start the unit. Okay, so basically in Disgaea, if you move a unit and you're oh, I don't want them there, instead of just clicking on them and moving them to an area they could move to, you have to warp them back to the original position they were in and then move them again manually. So, but Disgaea 5 was oh, no. If you could have moved if let's say you go to the right and you're oh no, actually I should probably be on the left, that'd be better. You can just click on them and then just move them to the left.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very minor stuff, but as a whole, it very much boosts the playability of it.
Yeah, and the accessibility of it is just much more. I'm glad that they're remaking 1 in this format, because one of the big things about 1 is that it's very clunky and hard to move units around.
Oh yeah, very much so.
But yeah. But yeah, you've also just been playing Generations and whatnot.
Yeah, on again, off again. I think we did discuss it in the Monster Hunter one, but yeah, Generations is a very, very one of the easier Monster Hunter games, and it feels like it was a better group game.
Oh yeah, we did.
whole.
We actually played it a little bit. I had like nobody at the house, so I was just like, "Yo, let's have some folks over."
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that back in the 3DS generations or with the Switch?
We actually played the Switch version now.
Oh, okay.
We actually literally like Nathan came over and he's like, "I don't have it on the Switch," and Marcus and I were like, "We're gonna get it for you."
Right, that was the let's be better friends then.
Yeah, it was that night.
Yeah.
That was a really fun night. We did that, and then we watched Hajime no Gal or whatever that was.
Oh,
My girlfriend is Gal.
I thought you were about to say Hajime no Ippo, and I was like,
What's that one?
It's
that's the boxing one.
Yep.
Oh, is that the one where the dude has like it's a long running one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
actually-
that gif of the 4 dudes stomping and singing?
Oh, yeah.
That's where it's from.
Okay.
It's from Hajime no Ippo.
And did it end like 2 months ago?
I don't know if it actually ended yet, though.
Because the author did announce that he was ending the series.
Yeah. I mean, it's been going on since... I don't know how long now. 80s?
At least 80s.
Yeah. I mean, Berserk's been going on since the 80s, but...
No. I'm sorry about that. Well, what have you been playing to make you feel better?
Games can make you feel better.
Yes, depending on the game.
Yeah, especially if they're not called Overwatch.
I have not played Overwatch in so
I
long.
uninstalled it like a couple yeah, I uninstalled it a couple like right before the new summer event, and I was just like,
What?
Honestly, yeah, last time
What?
I played it.
I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm kind of just done with this game.
I want to like Overwatch. I really want to like Overwatch.
I think, yeah, it's this. Yeah, same here. Like, I still have it in the hopes that
same.
that it's going to go on to rebound.
I'll launch Battle.net from time to time and just like let it update.
Yeah.
And
just
be
watch
like,
it and think of what could be.
What could have happened?
Yep.
Well, it's probably good timing that I uninstalled it because they just nerfed Hog again, and I was just like, oh, well.
Might as well just kill him off now. Same that they're going to do with Rhine.
Yeah.
Should we also talk about our reasons on why we just kind of
We
stopped?
probably could talk
Yeah,
about
let's-
we stopped playing Overwatch. I mean, for me, it was probably I just started getting burnt out, especially after because like when they added Anna and when they added Sombra and who else?
Doomfist.
Yeah, Doomfist.
Yeah, Doomfist. I was actually having fun with the game, mostly because
Yeah, they had a lot of good mechanics to it.
yeah, there was a little bit of enjoyment there. Well, not a little bit, but there's actually enjoyment there. And then I had friends who were getting into playing the comp queue, which I didn't like playing all the time. I actually like comp queue for some parts because the fact that they in quick play where if you have a close victory or a close defeat, you basically are just done. Whereas in comp, at least you have a whole little side scoring system where even if they might have won that round really close, you still
get
win the
those
game.
points.
Yeah. That made me feel better because it's like, oh hey, we actually were better than them. It's just they won that one round, so we're good. But then when you started getting higher ranks, because I think the highest I got was like platinum or something. Maybe, well, no, high gold, almost in the platinum. And then it was like, that's when the meta started trickling in and just became, oh, I'm going to be facing like these 3 heroes I can name almost every match. And if we don't pick the same, or, if we find if we don't find either a hard counter or like someone else who can play another character to actually counter them, we're just boned. Well, so that was the whole dive comp. And then they brought in, put Bridget in the game, and then I'm like, oh hey, Bridget, a character who actually is like meant to counter dive comp.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. And then they slightly nerfed her after people were unhappy
and then they
with
slightly
the
nerfed her, and then it's still a big bunch of not conspiracy, but a bunch of point of like controversy with people where it's like, oh, you know, Bridget's great, but she makes the game too slow now, and I'm like, what do you want?
Yeah, it's that classic. The fans are controlling a little too much.
A little
on
bit,
it.
and that is kind of one of my big problems with Blizzard is that they like to make sure no one in their fan base is too hurt. Which is kind of something I found out from my when I went on that tour at Blizzard, is that they care about customer service, which is real nice. Like, that's real good. But they also care about, to me, it looks like they care about customer service a bit too much, because like they'll say they told me on the tour, oh, well, like before we put out patch notes, we make sure we run by people in all those areas of the country that we release games to make sure it won't offend anyone.
Jesus.
And I'm just like,
Can't please them all.
no, you can't.
Yeah.
There were people in America who were offended about a Chinese New Year skin for Diva. And then all the Chinese people were like, no, this is good.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not the world you need to be worried about. It's the Americans.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
It goes into that just, actually, going into, what made DMC, like, Devil May Cry the most, like, hard, unobtainable, unpleasing project
Oh
ever.
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Fans are great in one case. I mean, like getting Itsuno to do the
Oh,
dance
yeah,
at the party, but fans are also really petty.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
But mostly just Overwatch, just for you, just burnt you out.
it became a dredge after a while. It was just
Yeah,
kind of-
and it was always really hard to just kind of like get us all together to
well,
play.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the scheduling didn't help because I mean, back when we could all just jump in and play, it was kind of great because we could just be like, hey, let's go play Overwatch.
Because, we had, at our peak, we actually could make a 6-man comp.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
then-
and we had like a lot of fun games. I'll never forget the moment where I was like sneaking around as Roadhog, and then I was just like, I'm gonna be Sneak Pig now, and you're like, what the fuck? No, Anthony, you can't sneak. Anthony, how did you get over there? You're literally like near their spawn. I was like, there's Sneak Pig. Nobody ever sees it coming.
They were on the point, and then you actually managed to like get a third of it captured by the time they turned around and noticed you were on the point. It was like, how did this happen?
You see, the thing is that people will shoot at me and then forget that I'm around, and I'll just like hang out in the back and just heal, and then just like make a break for it, and make sure that I have another deep breath ready, so that way when I start getting shot at, I can just take another breather.
I just can't believe that. Like,
And then it distracts them long enough to divert like a good chunk of the team away, so that way you guys can push forward, and then
I can't believe you managed to do a spy cap strategy from TF2 with a tank who can't even cloak. You're just this big dude who moves slowly and can be heard from like half a kilometer away, and no, what's more important is the rest of the team that's pushing up at the point, but okay, yeah.
Well, I don't. To be fair, I don't think most Overwatch players like have like their headsets like completely in tune
true.
to know when
especially during that point of the game's lifetime. I think it's probably different nowadays.
I'm trying to think when, the big story mission happened.
Which one?
Was it the one with Reaper and stuff?
Yeah, the Blackwatch one.
Oh, right, that mission.
Because, like, me and Hoffy were playing, and we had our mics on and everything, but it seemed... And then we also did some, quick plays and stuff.
I actually feel bad I never played with Hoffy on Overmans.
Oh, yeah, she was, like, really good. She played a really mean Moria. Like, it was really amazing to watch her play. But, yeah, like, when we played, the mics were silent.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, I think people didn't really want to deal with other people. Because if I remember right, the first nail in the coffin for me was me and Will were playing competitive.
Yeah.
And we had like a group of 3 people saying, oh, we need you to go healers. We need you to go healers. And in text, they're like, go kill yourself. Go kill yourself. Like, go kill yourself. And it was just like, this is kind of annoying. They're doing demands. And they're like rushing and expecting us to like pick them back up.
Well, I mean, I was a healer.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, yeah, we do need healers.
Yeah,
so I
like-
went and played a healer, and then they're like,
You're not good.
fuck you, you're not good. And even though they're like dying one by one, trying to jump into a team, and I'm just sitting there going,
Because
I'm not healing you.
they were playing it as a Zerg rush strat,
Yeah.
and Overwatch is not a game where you.
Well, you
Well,
can.
you can, but
You just need to have the right people for it, and they
Yeah.
didn't have the right people.
yeah, it was always like one person respawned, they ran, they got killed.
Yeah.
Another person respawned, they ran, got killed.
It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
guys, come on.
But
Just hang back for a little bit and maybe tease them a little bit, and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
it was-
some people might get impatient and go chasing.
But yeah, that was the one thing, and also just the direction Blizzard was going with it.
Yeah.
Because there was the talks that they were going to kill off characters in
Mhm.
order to not be like League, but at the same time, there are ways around it. Like instead of introducing constantly new characters, you could easily just add new kits or stuff, and you
Yeah,
can switch out
I mean,
kits.
Not to open up a old can of rotten worms, but TF2 managed to do that and it's been around for 10 plus years now.
I
Back in my day, we had 9 classes, and then they had 3 slots, and they were all different weapons you could get in each slot, and each loadout was a different thing. And that lasts us perfectly fine.
Yep.
And now TF2 sucks. Anyway,
I don't know, man. Like the 4 games of TF2 I played were like a lot of fun. Man, you know the reason? I actually think I figured out the reason why I actually was able to do the bullshit I was able to do in TF2 and not do that in Overwatch.
it's because it's 10 plus years old and everyone's seen that kind of shit.
Okay, so basically, I think it was like my first or second like game of TF2, like actually online. Literally, all I did was just go up to a wall as a soldier and just like pull out the shovel and just carve happy faces into the wall. Literally, that's all I did.
Yeah.
And like, I was kind of near the the payload, but I wasn't like at the payload. I was like around it. Like, if something was going down, like maybe I'd join in. But like right now, I'm just like carving on this wall, and it was pretty fun. And like the enemies there, they could have killed me anytime, but they didn't. Like there was like this one spy that like killed me a couple times, but then he just kind of like stopped. He was just like, whatever, I'm not gonna deal with this shit. And I think it's mostly just because I realized that TF2 has ammo.
Yeah.
So why waste ammo on some dipshit who's literally carving happy faces into a wall and isn't bothering you when you could be saving it for someone who's going to actually be aggressive towards you?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, which I'm just like, you know what? I think Overwatch could use a little more of that.
And also, definitely bring back the different game modes. Because I think, like Lucio Ball and stuff, or at least keep them up so you can play them whenever. Because I felt...
Can't you play them during, can't you make like a custom match with them?
Yeah, can't you do that?
Wait, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, shows you what I know. I haven't been on in ages.
So Nathan's now back to Overman's.
Possibly.
No, no, I've uninstalled it. I played a few games here and there, and during like the last anniversary, I was just like, you know what, this is like all right, but you know what, I'm only playing this seasonally. I don't really have too much of a drive to like boot it up every time. Most of my friends aren't playing it. I'm not gonna get a swimsuit May outfit, and you know, it's just I'm just tired. I don't want to give this game any more of my time. I gave it enough time. I think it's time for me to stop. Plus, also, it's really big, and also like I could probably use those 60 gigs on my computer somewhere else.
Then he went and downloaded a bunch of May pictures.
Yeah, pretty much. So I was just like, well, you know,
60 gigs of May
60
pictures.
gigs of May probably will get me a lot more enjoyment than one Overwatch.
Ooh. Which brings into another part of Overwatch is just all the fan art, you want to call it? I don't know. Basically, the thing Blizzard tried to crack down on, and then they realized, oh, we can't crack down on this. People's boners are too powerful.
Well, it's like trying to grab a street. It's like trying to like imagine a river. It's like trying to grab water out of a river. It's gonna just slip through your hands.
Yeah.
You can grab a little bit of it, but most of it's gonna get by you, man.
Well, as soon as someone has a model and then puts it up on Dropbox or something, it's done.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna. Well, not everyone, but as soon as people find out and they download it, it's everywhere now.
Yeah, it's like trying to just catch a river.
It's the power of the internet.
And other companies hire them on because, hey, that's some good animation. Why don't you work for us?
Wait, did that actually happen?
Oh, I actually had heard that there was a lot of, smut animators, and companies actually came across their stuff and were just like, this is really well done. There's a lot of weight and impact to it, and it's so smooth.
And the timing's really
Yeah,
good.
and it was pretty much just like, man, this is like really good. Why don't you just come on and work for us?
And be an animator for okay.
Yeah.
You know, can't fault them. I mean, there was a guy who on YouTube who had a whole channel of just him making random ass reload animations, and then he got hired on to work for I don't know the developer, but he worked on Insurgency for their first person animations.
That's really funny.
Yeah, now he works for I think I want to say the studio that made God of War, or no, the studio that makes Titanfall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he works for Respawn.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. I had another one of those up in the... you know how the first Transformers movie, they actually did not know how to make the robots go from car to robot.
Huh.
And there was actually a fan animation of just like Bumbletron going and turning from a car to a mech, and it was like supposed to be, and he was one of those nerds that's like, exclusive Transformers leak. This is how the robots transform.
And then Michael Bay is like, hey.
Pretty much, Paramount just called him up, and he was just like, so we don't really know how to do that, and we don't know how we should be doing that, so do you mind if you come by and talk to us about it? And then like he was like, yeah, sure, and he like showed him his animation technique, and
That's beautiful.
yeah, it's great when people
Positive power of fans.
Yeah. Hey, there we go.
Hey.
Something good about fandoms.
Yeah.
To
Speaking
distract
of
us.
reload animations, do you still follow that one blog that he just like makes Doom reload animations?
Oh, are you talking about
I know what you're talking about. I know.
It's not Sergeant Shivers. It's the guy with the has like his profile pictures. The guy with the cigar. And
I have no idea what his profile picture is. I just know that I always just see it's like I just had a bunch of shotgun shells and made a shotgun that shoots shotgun shells.
I know the guy you're talking about. The one who had the animation of Combine Keegan pointed out that when I did the one where he stuffed shotguns in the shotgun shell, his arm got bigger. Well, here's the reason. He pulls off the hand, and his arm was stuffed full of shotguns. Oh, the Doom fandom's amazing. I love them.
I like the one where he just has a hammer and a nail. And he just hammers bullets to make them go.
And yeah, it just evolves into him punching the bullets.
Yeah. Oh, Doom fans.
Can't wait for Fight Night.
Oh yeah, Fight Night. I haven't heard about Fight Night in a while.
I hope it's doing all right.
Yeah.
Though I'm not gonna lie, I probably won't play it because it looks a little disorienting to me.
You can turn off the. I played the demo. You can actually turn off the view bobbing.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might do that. Thank you, Fight Night guy, for keeping me in consideration. Now I have to play your game.
Why would you not want to play a game where where you go and punch skeletons and stuff? you interact with everything by punching it. Come on.
Yeah. I really love the way that I thought it was really cute how literally like he came up with this idea when he was like 7 years old.
Oh my god.
Like he has like a crayon drawing of like a little castle, and there's like knights, and they're like all like they're all fisticuffs up, and it just says Fight Night.
That's beautiful.
And he's just like, he didn't even know that he did that. It's just that his mom was digging through like a box of his old drawings,
and she found that he made Fight Night.
Yeah. And then he was just like, it was destiny.
That is so cute.
But what else have you been playing? Sorry,
I know we haven't even talked about playing.
I don't care. We were playing Overman, so
I mean, I decided to kind of take a break from Final Fantasy 14, but then like they dropped the trailer for the new patch, and they just keep pulling me back in. And I decided I was going to take a break because of other issues, and I'm like, okay, I guess when that patch drops, I'll go and finish the story or whatever. I've been trying to play Monster Hunter World. I mean, part of the reason I don't play Monster Hunter World as often is besides the save thing, which I think they're getting better at.
What happened with the save thing?
It was I don't know because I'm not that far into the game.
Oh, okay.
But I think we talked about this back in the Monster Hunter cast where there was a bug where after you beat the final monster, your game had a chance to just crash and completely corrupt your save.
Yeah. Sorry. I also just wanted to point that out in case someone's just coming in on this one new.
Okay. Anyway, I've been playing more World, but I already have a complaint about World, and that's you don't spend enough time in the Coral Highlands in terms of story quests.
Oh yeah.
Because you go to the Coral Highlands, they're like, oh, well, go explore. Okay, next quest, go hunt this one monster. Okay. Oh, by the way, you're done with the Coral Highlands. What?
Get out of there. We spent 20 years making this beautiful landscape.
We spent two main story quests, and you can keep going back there for all the optional quests, but my bigger problem is that they basically highlight a monster in that area, but part of the story quest is you don't fight it.
What?
Yeah.
What?
They're like, here's this monster that caused you to get lost in the Coral Highlands. By the way, you don't fight it in the main story quests like other Monster Hunter games do, where it's like, here's the big bad monster of this area, but you're not strong enough yet, so go hunt this other smaller stuff. Now go fight it. No, this one is just, hey, fight this other large monster that's in there. But yeah, you want to fight this other monster, you got to go do it yourself or find another quest for it.
Can you actually even fight that monster in
Yeah.
Coral? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you can actually fight it if you go out and exploring in Coral Highlands. It just there isn't at least so far where I am, there isn't a quest to purposely fight it.
Yeah.
And that makes me sad.
I'm trying to think, because I got to the rotting place.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much just crap, I forgot when I stopped, but it was pretty much the same with Coral Highlands.
Well, just 2 or 3 quests in there, and then you're done.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's just kind of disappointing, honestly. Because, I mean, 2 years prior, we had Monster Hunter... No, that's more than 2 years prior. We had Monster Hunter 4, and it was each area had a good, decent amount of chunk in there of time that you spent.
Learning the ins and outs and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then this one just kind of get through there. I get they're trying to get you kind of done with story to go and play the main core of Monster Hunter. I don't know, it feels a bit rushed.
Actually,
honestly.
Yeah, it's a faster game.
I get that it's a faster game, but that just feels kind of rushed. Still.
Yeah, very, very much so.
Oh well. Other games beside that? I mean, there's games I want to play, I just don't play it.
Devil May Cry 5.
So moving on, I've been mostly just playing. No, didn't the demo for Devil May Cry 5 come out or something?
No. It's still
the game like PAX and stuff. That's when the demo came out, and the one in Germany.
I'm sorry, guys. I thought you guys played it.
No.
But the gameplay look is amazing. Seriously, as soon as you're done, with your list, we mind if me and Will just gush over it.
Sure.
Okay.
Once we get through everything, if we get through everything on the docket, I'll let you guys just go and do that. Since it is something you care about, and that's something on the list. We usually have a very, very loose outline of stuff. I'm just all right, so how do I run this show again? And I just toss down, okay, so I would do this in this order, this in that order, and I guess we'll just do
for
that.
being decided 10 minutes before we even start, it works pretty well.
Yeah, usually I come up with it either the day before or just right in the morning. I'm like, oh crap, I need to make a docket. But mostly myself. I've just been playing Pokemon Y. I've just been. That sounded like I was asking myself, I just had a brain thing where my brain was just why? But no, a close friend of mine, I got him I think I got him a 2DS XL or something.
Yeah, it was one of the newer ones.
Yeah,
I remember being at the Christmas party when you gave it to him, and he gave you a look.
Wait, no. That wasn't that.
No, it wasn't the Christmas party?
No, I gave it to him at his actual birthday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I gave it to him on his actual birthday, and I got him a bunch of games on it. One of them was a core Pokemon game. I think I got him X because they have a better Charizard that I think he would like, and also I think he'd like the deer more than Yveltal, and also, Gen 6 has he likes dinosaurs, so I got him the one with a dinosaur on it. So, which I hope is on his team. If that thing is not on his team, I'll be really annoyed. But, so, yeah, I've just been playing, Gen 6 again. I haven't played it since I originally played it, and I actually really hated it at first. I'm starting to have, like, more of an upturn about my impression of the game, now that I get deeper into it. I think that just the general kind of flow of the gyms is really off, though, just because between gym 1 and 2 it's just a really long stretch of time, and then right after that it's just like gym, and a lot of the gyms, especially the grass and psychic gym, they just like their gym leaders have like almost no personality. They're just there, you just beat them and then they go away, which is like really sucks compared to Gen 5, where like gym leaders, each of them, like, you pretty much, I think you met nearly all of them outside of the gym, and they usually had like something to say about the plot, or they like let you know what they were doing, and like they all had jobs, which was really interesting. I thought, like, the normal lady, she like runs the library and stuff, and the other, like the first one, like it's like just these dudes who run a cafe. But yeah, it's my team's coming together. It's a real nice team. Nathan named one of my members.
Scrondu. Silent F.
Scrondu is an Emolga I'm running because I was like, I need an electric type on my team. I usually build my teams very similar to each other. They always have a ground type, a water type, and an electric type. And then I was just like, okay, what am I going to use for electric type? Used it. Maybe Lantern? Then I said no, and I just was like, I'll just use Emolga. But, yeah, that's mostly what I've been playing.
Emolga turned into Scrondu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because, like, basically I was just catching a bunch of them, and I was just like, Nathan, what should this one be named? And he was just like, Scrondu. It's like, Nathan, how do you spell that? And he spells it out for me, puts like an F in the middle of it.
And a K.
And there's a K, D, Scrondu.
Just fill out the entire amount of characters needed.
Yeah, and Scrondu is actually one of my better... he's pretty useful. He's just... The only thing is, I probably should not have made him modest, because he doesn't learn any... I don't... getting him to get a special flying attack is a little tricky, so he's just using acrobatics for now, which is just... It's hitting hard, but, it gets the job done. But yeah, he's been a real fun part of my team. I actually didn't think I was going to like Chestnut as much as I'm actually liking him right now. My main thing I do with him is I toss down some leech seeds, and then I just tank hits, and then just like keep using power up punch. So I'll just like shield punch, slowly absorb your health. But yeah, it's getting better. I hope Richard actually beats that game. Richard, if you're listening to this, which also, why are you listening to this? Go and beat the game. I want to go beat you up and have my team fight your team. His team, actually, last time I looked at it, he was running Greninja, and he got Charmander, and he was telling me, he was like, yeah, originally I was gonna get the Fennec Fox, but then I was just like, that frog is like in Smash Brothers. I want to see what his deal is. And I was just like, so if like you got the Fennec Fox and then you got Charmander, he's like, oh yeah, I would box that thing real fast. But yeah, that's mostly been what I've been playing. So I guess, like, what have you guys been like watching or enjoying? I'll start with you, Will.
Watching?
Yeah, like, are you watching any TV shows, animus, YouTubes?
There's animus I gotta watch and catch up on.
Like what?
Like Overlord.
Like Overlord?
Like Overlord.
You should watch Overlord.
I should watch Overlord.
You sound so sad, Will.
Why do I sound sad?
Like, I've been watching Overlord.
Because now everyone's going to start hearing my shit taste and SuperSoftly is going to come and murder me. I mean, yeah, I need to catch up on Overlord. I need to watch something else. I forgot what it was called.
Well, describe what it was
I'm
about.
trying to remember as a problem.
Does it have a boy in it? Does it have a girl in it? Does that girl have boobages?
What kind of girl doesn't have boobs?
I mean, in that Overlord, in that Gotta Summon the Demon Lord show, one of them doesn't have boobages.
I keep hearing about how not to summon a demon lord, and people keep mentioning around me. Is that even worth watching or not?
I've watched a good portion of it. It's kind of your standard cheesecake stuff, though slightly better.
Should I just give up and go watch Golden Kamui instead?
Oh, very much so.
Figured.
Yep.
In terms of YouTubes, I mean, there's Pro Jared doing his Zelda 2 randomized run.
I actually haven't been watching that.
It's actually pretty fun. He's up to like 90-something deaths now.
Oh my god. So does it just like... So how many times does it just spawn like impossible enemies in front of him?
In terms of impossible enemies, I guess early on there was a lot of them because it stuck like the red knights
the
red and blue knights like at the first temple. Keep in mind that was the first temple he found because it randomized the positions of everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the overworld's not the same too.
So Death Mountain is even worse than it actually normally
Death
is?
Mountain is in the place it's not supposed to be. Maze Island, the entrance to Maze Island is just like this one random square.
Oh my god.
It's kind of hilarious. He spent, I think it's like on episode 12 or 13 now at the time of recording this, and he spent almost all those episodes trying to find the hammer. Where the game, like, he managed to get through almost every other part of the game because the game gave him pretty much every other item but the hammer until that point. So he's like, I have one more thing to do and I need the hammer to do it.
Is it possible that the game might have locked the hammer behind like an area where you would need the hammer?
No. I think the randomizer program, whoever wrote that or whoever made it, made sure to make sure you can't get impossible seeds, which is nice. He also said it so that every enemy has random experience values.
Oh.
So those red and blue knights that he got, or red and blue iron knuckles he got, were like worth like 50 or something like that, as opposed to what they normally worth. And then he found like a random slime that was worth like 500. You're like, okay. It's actually pretty fun to watch a randomized run, even though it's Zelda 2 and I have like no clue what's going on in Zelda 2. Because, it's Zelda 2, and who's played Zelda 2?
Ferret from my Discord, she's played it.
Huh.
She had a nightmare time playing it. She just wanted to go and just like legit like put on her resume she's played every Zelda and have like an opinion on it. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Are you gonna play the CD? No, those don't count. But yeah, I think like I forget. I should probably ask her. I think if I remembered right, she said that like Zelda 2 was like one of the ones that she did not like, and that Death Mountain is like god awful.
A lot of people don't like Zelda 2.
Because I briefly played Zelda 2, very briefly, and it had a lot of good concepts to it, but it was poorly executed in the long run.
It's just funny because its influence is felt across the series to this day.
Oh,
Even Smash Brothers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're like Link's entire moveset is from Zelda 2 almost.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the castle.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there's that
a lot
too.
of things.
I like that castle a lot because you can just go into the fight club and just beat each other up senselessly.
You don't want to go to Weenie Hut Juniors?
No, don't go Weenie Hut Junior. That's where like you get grabbed and thrown. That's like up Tilt City.
Oh,
you don't want to go there.
Players.
Just stay in the fight club and then just.
But here's the question: we all take showers, so do we count as Smash players or no?
So Nathan, what have you been playing for a while? I mean, what have you been watching?
Like I said in the beginning, I was binge watching a lot of James Rolfe's newest series.
I like James Rolfe.
Oh yeah, he is I wish I could meet him in person. He seems like a really chill guy.
Which is funny because his whole brand was founded on the AVGN, and
yeah,
just as an aside, he's one of those e-celebrities that kind of managed to transition his e-celebrity status. Because, like, he still does AVGN episodes, but, like, even in the AVGN episodes, he's not as angry, or at least, I should say blindly angry as he used to be.
I'd say he's kind of matured, which honestly a lot of e-celebrities
don't.
Yeah, kind of don't. Like, he's evolved with his audience in the long run, and I'd say, even his newer stuff holds up.
I mean, even when I was younger, I always liked his episodes where he would just go and talk about historical or like a thing that happened in his childhood or in gaming during his time that just he liked and he was excited about. I mean, he still had the swearing and the angry stuff in it, but it was like, hey, here's this like cool little treasure hunt that they tried to do back in the days of Atari, and then it turns out, Atari went bankrupt, so they couldn't do it. Like it's a Sword Quest episode, by the way. That's like
that was a very
really good.
Done. Oh
yeah.
I'd say that's at least like in my opinion one like my top 10 or 5 at least.
It's one of my favorite ones. Oh well. Anyway, so you're watching James Rolfe and his stuff.
Yeah. A lot of his almost like I won't call them podcasts because there's still a lot of visual humor to them.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun just listening to him talk about something he's passionate about, which is just old movies in general. And
that man loves himself. Some old
very
movies.
much so.
I think that isn't his favorite movie the original King Kong?
I
believe so. Yeah, and the Universal Monster series. But yeah, it was honestly pretty like cool. One episode was basically dedicated to films that him and his group watched.
Oh, okay.
And if they thought like they changed their minds about it. And it was like a very wholesome episode. Like a lot of it was just a lot of positive stuff. It's like, oh, when I was younger, I watched this and I didn't really like it, but growing up, like I came to appreciate it a lot more.
That's really cool.
And yeah, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, segueing also into like the old nostalgia, I actually been binge watching the Medabot series. Like,
in your preparation for
you really want that episode to happen.
I honestly do want to do like a Metabots podcast.
We're not going to do a Metabots show.
It might happen, man. It might happen.
Anyway, so you're saying?
But yeah, like I've been watching that. I finished up the core series, and I've been watching Metabots Spirits.
Oh, they had an actual other spin-off series?
Or at least, or season like 3 as the Western...
Season 2.
Season 2?
Yeah, season 3 as the Western fans called it. And it's weird. It's like, I'll just briefly go into it because in case we actually do a Metabots centered episode.
Well, we'll probably just go. I don't mind going over all these points again. You know, there's maybe some Metabot fan who's like, I want to watch this podcast and only this one.
But yeah, so Metabots, I'd say it had a very, very diverse cast, very large, that played off each other really, really well. And it was very much a coming to age story, and it was phenomenal in my opinion. Like yeah, very good character development and everything. Then you got to Spirits, where for whatever reason they thought it was a good idea just to gut the at least majority of the cast, which seems kind of odd because the main draw point for the original series was just the cast in general.
Yeah, you would watch the cast and you'd like be all like you would like they had a lot of recurring characters and a lot of fun characters that were just fun to see every week or so
and yeah, it was like
not only that but like not only that but like when you have like a large cast like that, you can go and show off all the robots and stuff and
yeah. And yeah, just showing off the large cast, the last, like the tail end of the series, there is a character called Space Metafighter X, and he's in disguise, and at least a lot of the cast in it would take on this persona, and they'd go into like the finals of this Metabots tournament, and it showed that even though they weren't in the main cast or they weren't the top Metafighters, they were still really competent characters, which is pretty interesting because a lot of the series back in the 90s, it was just you focus on the main character and maybe his rival. and don't really see that a lot. But then you got to Spirits, and they got the cast, and they replace them with characters that aren't generally, interesting. And it's pretty weird.
Well, like, can you give an example of who they cut and, like, what they replaced it with? Like, did they replace the chick with the pepper cat or something?
No, they are, like, the screws are still around.
Okay, that's
like,
good. I was going to say, if there's no chick going, pepper cat!
Nah, so...
Pepper cat!
Yeah, they basically got rid of both mentor figures.
Oh, that sucks.
They got rid of the Team Rocket cast.
Well, they kind of already had, like...
Yeah, they had a good, like, ending for them.
Even though that you could have, like, expanded on that more,
Yeah,
especially since they had that one girl with the glasses out of them.
Yeah. Yeah, they got rid of, like, the lone samurai character, Rokusho, and they got rid of...
Wait, they actually got rid of Rokusho?
Yeah, they got rid of Rokusho.
How do you get rid of Rokusho?
I know, it's weird. And so...
If you don't know, okay, so in Metabots, like, they had, like, this, like, kind of like a Meta Knight-esque rival character. He's all serious, and he talks about how much he likes bugs and how the universe works and how we're all machines secretly. And he's like a cool dude, but I'm honestly surprised.
Yeah.
I had to do a double take there.
So, yeah, and they got rid of the Phantom Renegade and Henry. And just segueing into, segueing into it.
Like, what do they replace him with?
Actually, so the Phantom Renegade character is basically now a fusion of Rokusho and the Phantom Renegade character.
So they made, like, some new Metabot who's just like, I'm Mysterious Man X.
Though it's more of like a Metafighter and his Metabot. And the Metafighter actually takes on kind of just what they thought made Phantom Renegade and Rokusho cool. But they didn't really build on what made them interesting in the long run.
Yeah, because like I said, like Rokusho, like he's kind of your typical rival character, but like they don't make him brooding or annoying in that regard. They made him
like
little...
he's he's a very zen character.
Yeah, and that contrasts well with Meta B's like very hot-headedness.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Phantom Renegade, he's like kind of like a fun. He's more like a, how would you describe him? I want to call him a fun trickster, but
he is actually very much a trickster character, and like he doubles as a trickster and a mentor to the main character Ikki. And basically, and also he's a very important part in the original Metabots game.
Yeah.
And so, his replacement, it's just some kid.
So it's just some kid.
Yeah, it's pretty much just some kid, and they're like, "Oh, we need to make him like edgy and everything." And the funny part is like, so the original Metabots was made by a small company that mostly did in between animations.
Oh no!
And no, like they did a really good job. So some of their stuff was in Gurren Lagann and the Dot Hack animated series.
Oh, you mean the one where they're just like standing around and they're just like...
Yeah, or
they're just
one
like
of them.
talking, and then the music's like... And that's all the music that's in Dot Hack Sign, and you're just like, oh, this is really interesting because it's just characters talking. Actually, I say that really disparagingly, but I actually really like Dot Hack Sign, and I really like how it's just characters just talking to each other, and then they slowly move a plot, and the music is just like,
wait, what's Dot Hack Sign? I don't understand. Is that a game? Is that a show about?
It's a show about a game.
About a game?
Yep.
About an online game?
Yep.
About an online game you wear headsets for?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's Sword Art Online?
No! No! Actually, I remember my friend when she sold me like Sword Art Online. She was just like, "Yeah, it's just like Dot Hack Sign, but like it has a bit more action." I was like, "I'm fine with that. I want to see."
And then you watched 3 episodes of it.
No, I watched the entirety of the first season, and I hated it. Yeah. I'm sorry if you like. I'm sorry if you like. If you like Sword Art Online, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I mean, we're kind of beating a dead horse at this point.
No, they're all terrible.
You're beating a horse that is beyond dead now.
Well, they still keep making them.
I know they do.
People keep watching. One of my coworkers is like legit like. So I was just like, so I like I watched the first season and I hated how it ended, so I left. And he's like, no, but like second season was like bad, but it was still okay. And then like third season was like, and then fourth season was like still like kind of but then like fifth season was all right. And I was like,
it took you 5 seasons to be all right.
And I was like, I could watch Excel World and be happy with that.
I could watch Excel Saga and be happy about that.
Ooh, Excel Saga, that's some good shit right there. That's
you put it on mute. I mean, what?
Excel Saga is so fun because you literally have to like stop and rewind that show.
Yeah.
Because if you're watching subtitles, you have to like pause it just because they talk so damn fast.
It was that early internet humor.
But it was so good. And then like if you're like listening to the dub, it's just like you have to pause. It's like, wait, what did they all say? I can't hear everyone. This is like a crowd.
But Pedro was the best part.
Pedro was great.
Pedro was great.
Pedro's so great. He showed up in the Only Girl episode.
Oh yeah.
He was the only male in the All Girls episode.
Because he's just so good.
I love Pedro. But yeah, I honestly, if you do want to go and see my best, okay, so if you're like listening to this and you're like, but Anthony, my best friend told me that, what was it? Sword Art's okay. If you should I not listen to them? I'm like, first off, don't listen to them. They don't have your
best interest in mind.
Yeah, they don't have your best interest in mind. I do, but if you have to watch it, only watch up into the part where he crawls out of the hospital.
So that's episode 12.
Yeah, that was the only...
The first 12 episodes.
Yeah, just stick with the first game, and then that's it. Just pretend like they all lived happily ever after. They all got married and have a Leave It to Beaver lifestyle. Because after that, it just gets garbage. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Don't watch it. But .X Sign was real fun, because it was just like characters talking, and they slowly moved the plot along. They had some weird, mysterious shit, and then I still hated the ending.
But yeah, segueing back into
you're
Metabots.
Saying, back to Metabots.
Back to Metabots.
Back to Metabots.
So anyways, yeah. So there are...
So you're saying that the studio made in-betweens for people?
Yeah, and it's odd. It's it's a very, very small B-grade kind of studio. And the people who made Spirits was Studio IG.
Oh.
And so it's weird. It's they are really good at character development. In case you don't know who they are, they did the Ghost in the Shell series. Didn't
they do also the first Kill la Kill? Not Kill la Kill. I'm sorry, FLCL.
Yeah, they also did the first FLCL.
So they also did Appleseed.
Yeah, a lot of story-driven stuff to it. And so then they took the reins for it. And a lot of the stuff that they're known for didn't transfer over. The Rokusho / Phantom Renegade kid, he doesn't have the interesting stuff that made him, what made those two characters cool. They tried to give him a brooding backstory.
Ew.
But they never touch on why.
Well, not only that, but Metabots is pretty lighthearted. And
very much so.
It's very silly and goofy. So having something kind of serious and brooding doesn't really seem like it would fit.
Yeah, it's odd. And yeah, just going back to that lightheartedness. Yeah, Spirits actually took away Mr. Referee.
What?
Yeah, there's no Mr. Referee in Spirits.
Okay, so if you've never seen Metabots and you don't know what the heck we're talking about, and you're like, Anthony, go back to singing more .hack song, which I will later. Maybe. No, so Metabots is has the whole we gotta go and make our robots fight each other, and before literally every fight, this old man would come out of nowhere, and he would just have he would have the best entrances, and he would
somehow he would have sneaking levels the equivalent to a Solid Snake.
Oh yeah, he would just he would pop out of a
weird.
box.
There's an episode where they're deep in the Team Rocket's hideout, and he just shows up.
Okay.
And the kids were just fighting for their lives trying to get to defeating this enemy, and Mr. Referee just shows up.
We're having a robot fight, huh?
It was pretty much like that.
Yeah, he just pumps out of nowhere. He's just I am Mr. Referee. I will be the referee for this bro battle. And like you just see him like he'll pop out of trash cans, he'll like slide down like slides. You'll see him be on top of like skyscrapers and he'll like climb down real slowly like.
And
like,
yeah,
Oh my
he would
God.
paraglide in. Like every entrance was just unique and just
That's
so
glorious.
amazing.
Okay.
it really goes and shows like how silly the show was. I'm pretty sure that if like it kept going, there would have been one where he like where like a screen lights up and then he comes out like the Ring. I'm pretty sure they would have
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah, they do actually do a couple horror references with him. Like, yeah, actually there was a Ring reference. He did come out. Yeah.
He came out of a TV.
No, he came out of a well.
Oh my God.
That's so great.
But yeah, the show was very fun, very campy. A lot of good life lessons to it, and you can actually find the English and Japanese voice casts on YouTube. Like I was honestly surprised on how easy it was to find them.
Yeah, actually, I had the same experience with another show. I briefly watched a little bit, but yeah. So you've been mostly watching that, and
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Just comparing and contrasting. Like, oh man, like original Metabots, like it still holds up, and it's like, oh, it's not like nostalgic glasses talking.
Well, maybe
Nope, slightly, but
yeah. I think that some of us need to watch it, and then
Doubt.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'll send Will a link.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, if Will watches the entire thing, I'll rewatch the entire thing, and then we'll have our
Yeah.
show.
So, question is Japanese or English?
Yeah. But so yeah. Other than that, you watching anything else? Anyone online?
Not really. I've been trying to catch up with series. Like I've been watching the reboot of Star Blazers.
What's that?
What is that?
Oh, so
Oh, I don't know what a star blazer is. Is that
So-
like some nerd who wears a blazer that has a bunch of stars on it? Is that like Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat?
Yeah.
so Star Blazers was
Good joke, shut up.
so yeah, Star Blazers was a anime back in the 70s or 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out during like the Star Wars hype, and it was basically it's about this crew that remodels this old World War II battleship into a fully functional, basically space battleship.
Wait, but that's Space Battleship Yamato.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, you either go here Space Battleship Yamato or Star Blazers.
Isn't that also kind of Captain Harlock?
Actually, yes. So
So what was with Japanese programs that they're in that time and making old Navy ships into spaceships?
there's actually no. The main focus on that was so Japan was still like, man, I can't believe we did World War II. And so a lot.
accidentally World War II.
Yeah.
He accidentally to World War II.
And so they're all like,
they're just chilling around. You're like, hey man, remember like 2 years ago when we were at World War? That was crazy.
Oh yeah.
I think we really backed the wrong horse on that one.
Yeah.
so like, generally, like a lot of the creators are like, well, it's a new era for Japan, so we want to do it something like the old era, but using it as like a sign of hope and progress and stuff like that. So they would use a lot of old World War II like stuff like that.
That's actually really interesting. So like they're like saying, hey, we had this history, but we're taking it to the future where life is better and stuff like that.
And yeah.
And Captain Harlock literally created the dream job I've always wanted, which is being the lead engineer on a ship that repairs itself. That's my dream job. You see, Will, if you're the lead engineer on a ship that repairs itself, then you don't gotta do crap. Will's just kind of like nodding, like, oh, okay.
But yeah, Star Blazers was a big series. If you're a fan of Megas XLR, they do make a lot of references to it.
Oh god.
Because yeah, they actually do one of the finishers that Megas does.
Oh, wait. So it's the other way. I thought you were saying that Megas references that. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
No, Megas actually references a lot. Like,
oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah, it's I forgot which episode was it with Megas, but he opens like Coop opens up the chest to Megas, and there's just this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's from Star Blazers.
He just has like a battleship come out
yeah.
and just shoots a laser.
And, yeah.
I love Megas XLR. That was such a good show.
Oh yeah, there is a pull on trying to actually bring it back,
Ah.
but
It ended okay, and
Yeah.
honestly, I think that, just giant robot shows just don't work on Cartoon Network.
yeah.
For whatever reason, they just don't like them.
Mhm.
They never work. Will is a huge fan of Dice.
Dice?
Dice.
Dice is in...
The DNA infused nanomachine robot dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what Dice stood for. I just remember it had a shitty show on Cartoon Network. What was the other? Oh, IGPX. That show was shit too.
I heard it was all right.
I remember I watched it. It was like super boring, and I hated it.
I did hear the prototype shorts. That those were like the hypest shit ever. I think and it was the tie-in game was probably the best game on the Cartoon Network website.
Oh, I would only imagine.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like just having giant robots race around sounds like a really good.
Oh,
thing.
actually no. So the prototype for whatever. I'm
IGN.
IGN was actually it was a giant robot like tournament fighting thing,
Oh, okay.
and it was there was 5-minute short episodes. It was during like when Toonami was at its height, and it was hey, giant robots, we need to get giant robots.
Okay, and then they made it into a race. So
Yep.
that doesn't sound bad if you make it into like a. I know this is what I always go to, but just make it like Wacky Racers. Just make them all themed, and just make it so it's ambiguous who's gonna win every time, and just make them have stupid jokes. I mean, that's just how you do it. Either that or just make the Speed Racer movie.
Oh yeah.
The only really. All right, we got enough time, so I'll just let you two go and gush about DMC5. Okay, but you got rock paper scissors to go and.
Okay.
Who goes first? Oh wait, let me. Okay, so since they can't see, best 2 out of 3, I'll go
All
and
right.
dictate who threw.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, Nathan threw paper, but Will threw scissors. All right, let's see another one. Oh, okay. So Will, because he did paper and he did rock. Anyways,
Okay.
Will, just go off.
I need it. I need this game. I need it now. But if I get it now, it'll be half a game, and then we will be back where we were with Devil May Cry 4. But I don't care. But I also do care because maybe we'll actually get a full game this time. Anyway, demos were played.
The man is literally shaking.
Like he was making faces, just like baby sucking a lemon face.
Well, I also gotta really pee. But anyway, so gameplay demos were done at Gamescom and at PAX, and there's a guy on YouTube named RK, literally the letters R underscore and K, who went and played the Gamescom demo. I think it was 97 times. Kept the GoPro with him and recorded almost every single time. Got an S rank on the demo, which actually caused the demo to freeze. So he did so well, he almost broke the damn thing. See here. What are things in 5 right now? Air taunts are a thing. You can certain taunts that were on the ground in 4 now actually do more than what they did in 4. So like there's a taunt where Nero will rev his sword and it'll actually give you a full level of the charge now.
Oh, that's cool.
Classic enemies are back from like 3. The Hell Vanguards are back, and Sin Scissors was shown in the trailer, so awesome. The music is dynamic, so you gotta do good if you want to have the sweet tunes.
So if you read any review that says the music is bad,
Oh yeah.
Then they sucked.
Yeah, the internet predicted it. Like, yeah, they made. Yeah, I forgot.
As soon as they announced that the music was dynamic, someone made a post and went, "Well, just wait for the reviews to come out, all saying that the soundtrack is bad."
And yeah, PC Gamer came out with their reviews, and they're like,
well, like they're like
Their preview.
oh yeah,
of
their
it,
preview, and they're like, it's great and all, but there isn't like the drops in music. it's not like dynamic enough.
And the comments for that article are full of people going, "Wow, you just admitted how did you just admit how bad you were at the game?"
And get good.
And honestly, like, I'm okay at the game, and honestly, anybody who isn't really into the character action genre games, they can easily get a B rank.
Yeah.
Like, with little effort.
Yeah, and getting up to S is actually not as hard as you think it is in Devil May Cry, even 4 or even 3.
Like, you have to be completely incompetent just to get those lower ranks.
Yeah.
Well, you know, people could just be bad at video games.
Yeah.
Or they could just be bad at video games and then, get paid to play video games.
Yeah.
Nero's the only character they've shown off in terms of playability.
Slightly Dante, but that's teaser.
That was just teaser for Dante. I'm really hoping what they do is they actually, it's like I said, we get a full game, so Dante actually has his own set of levels and like not just be levels that were Nero's levels like in 4. And hopefully he gets his own soundtrack like he should. Nero's arms are all real cool. Each arm does a different thing. You can upgrade your capacity. I think they said up to 5 or 8 or something like that.
Now, when you say arms, you mean like his physical arms?
Yeah,
because he's got a robot arm now.
Oh, he has a robot hand. Okay.
And he gets to replace each hand, because if you try to use the hand's ability while you're in a fight and you get hit in the middle of using it, you will lose that arm.
Oh, wow.
And you can like charge up your arm to do a super attack, but
then you lose the arm anyway.
You lose the arm anyways.
So
and there's a lot of like planning you can do, and just style on enemies. It's
beautiful. It is so beautiful. It's like this is so far what we've seen is this is them doing everything we want right.
And it honestly feels like Capcom now has like a hands-off approach on it. So
instead of pushing forward, they're kind of going, well, let's let them do their thing. And
because most of the team from 4 is back on it.
Yeah. And supposedly they've been working on it for several years now. So
I heard like as soon as like little after DMC Devil May Cry happened, and just the reviews came in, Capcom just said, "Get in here. We need to work on this."
Yeah. And I think what we're seeing now in terms of previews and teasers are actually like the results of several years of work. As opposed to being
get this done in 4
months.
months.
The games have been announced and you got like a year to finish it. Okay, bye.
Because as soon as the trailer announced, they are like gunning for a spring release.
Which is next year.
Yeah, which is very, very fast for that type of game.
So you guys are you guys pretty much have like no shadow of a doubt that this game's gonna be
like
great.
if they do a collector's edition, and if
drop the super chocolate money,
I'm just gonna drop it.
For the super ultra Nero edition.
Dip into savings. If I'm like jobless at the time,
sell my stocks.
Sell your stocks, sell your children, get the new DMC.
Donate your blood.
Since
I used to do that.
But since Will went to the technical aspects, I might as well just go into the rumor mill aspects. So rumors are going around that not only is Dante going to be playable, they're going to add in a third character. That probably won't be Virgil.
It's me. You get to play as me. I throw my hat around and then hit someone with a hammer.
What do you think you are, Odd Job?
Yeah.
But like, not really trusting the leaks. They're calling the character V or 5 or whatever. It's hard to tell.
It's that fat guy from DMC who has a giant 5 on his chest. That's who 5 is.
Yep. God.
I forgot that was a thing.
Oh man.
Oh man.
But like, it's looking to be a really good game. Like, I am excited for it. It's the game that we've been waiting for.
Yeah,
I think Capcom learned from their mistake of kind of just pushing like all these ideas onto their developers and expecting it.
I think part of the reason that they've kind of learned that lesson is from Street Fighter V.
Oh yeah.
Even though Street Fighter V is still very profitable and stuff, people were not that pleased when the game came out, especially as the game's life has gone on. Though I do admit some of the characters they have put out are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
well. Anyway, go back to Devil May Cry, the more important thing.
Oh, but yeah, like I binge watched this one YouTuber. He did a Devil May Cry retrospective.
Yeah.
And he got to the DMC Devil May Cry one, and just him going into like the like dev hell and stuff, and it's like listening to it, I'm like, if Capcom let Ninja Theory like do their own thing, it would have been a pretty good like game. Like the art for it was amazing. Their ideas were amazing, though there was some issues with they just designed the characters or enemies for looks and not really do it like
That's good though.
Yeah, it was very Western mindset for design and stuff. But yeah, it looked pretty nice. But yeah, just Devil May Cry 5, hyped for that. Like extremely hyped.
And that's coming out next spring.
Yep. Yeah, I think March. I'm pretty sure it's March. Will, is it March?
I think so. Yeah, March
Okay,
2019.
Yeah.
And
But like, yeah, we want to go a bit more into it, but we just have the small bit of gameplay. The trailers. It wasn't like the Doom Eternal where they just shoved a whole bunch into it.
They showed like 3 different clips for Doom Eternal, and they're all different parts of the game. Yeah.
But yeah, at this point we're only speculating and hoping and just praying.
It's good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be
But
good,
honestly,
guys.
by just the looks of it, it's going to be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you guys. I am really happy that the Devil May Cry fans are finally getting what they want, especially after everything that was going on.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching some of Event Status's videos on that, and jeez, it's just like I remember like during like when DMC was being made, it was just painful.
It was. Yeah, it was just the fans were poking Ninja Theory. Eventually, Ninja Theory decided we'd poke back,
And
then Capcom had their hands to their ears. It was
it's a mess.
it was a mess.
It was very much a mess, and I'm glad that that's all over, and we can just like tuck that under the rug and laugh about it every so often, and
Yep.
never have to look at it again. But yeah, I just remember like the event was just like, it's just like if you don't listen to your, I mean, earlier we were saying that like fans can be just bad, but there's, I would like to say that there's a difference between like like being hypercritical on everything and actually trying to like give you the right advice about how to run things and whatnot.
Yeah, and there was with DMC. I still want to think that the fans are mostly actually kind of in the right with how things went.
I'd say yes. Like I'd say at least 75% in the right.
But still, in the end, it still has tainted the fan base a little bit, at least people's opinions of the fan base, because I still hear people who go, oh well, DMC was actually a pretty okay game, it's just all the fans were mad that they changed Dante's hair. Like I actually heard someone say that unironically.
I agree with him. It was a decent game, but
as an action game, it's okay. In fact, as a Western action game, it's a lot better than what you got at the time.
Yep.
It's just not Devil May Cry.
Which is all about that fast combat.
Yeah.
But actually, they did improve on just going into more combos and switching on the fly.
Yeah, which is nice. I don't like the switching system. It was. That's actually part of the reason why people play the PC versions, because you don't have to hold down a button.
Right.
But anyway, the combat, the weapon switching system was not the best in that game, but
though they did improve on the platforming.
Yeah.
Which is like Devil May Cry's glaring weakness.
Gravity.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway, did you want to keep going on something else?
Not
Anthony?
really. I mean, I'm pretty good on wrapping this whole show up.
Okay, yeah, I'm good
You
too.
guys?
Yeah, same here. Like,
Yeah, you guys don't want to talk about anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
All right,
I
cool.
can't think of anything.
Renee, you don't want to say? No, I'm joking.
You were talking about Digimon last week.
I don't remember if I talked about this like on the Digimon show, but like so if you don't know, if you watch the Digimon show, Renee actually is in literally every episode. You just can't hear him because he's just managing the sound and making sure that I'm not as loud as everyone else. And so Nessa and her husband got here early and they were just like chilling. And Nessa goes and says, "Oh, we're doing a Digimon show." And Renee just like, when I walk in, Renee's like, "Yo, you guys doing a Digimon show? Can I be in it?" I was like, "Hells yeah!" It was. We had a lot of fun and putting it together. It was a good time. I'd like to thank everyone here that was on the show tonight or today, and I'd like to thank you guys for listening at home. We'll have another show next week. Nathan, actually, usually I do the art for all the shows, but Nathan actually gave me a sketch for the next show. So he pretty much locked down what we're going to be talking about next week.
Oh, God.
Yep. Woo.
Woohoo. All right. Kill it, Renee.